folks. Thank you very much for coming tonight down to downtown Seymour here at Diversified Electric Services. My announcement is that I will seek office again for First Selectman is also promised to continue to make Seymour a better community. Because of the type of newspaper coverage, the stories of accomplishments aren't always known. I stand here tonight to tell you some of the successes of the last 19 months. Something that you cannot yet see is efficient bypass that Mr. Stanek alluded to. We have moved this project farther along in the last 19 months than it was in 11 years. We are starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel, which will be the start of this project. We have been successful in receiving several grants and have been able to complete projects without Seymour taxes. Some of them are to repair the roof at the police station, which was done by a grant, a tree grant to shade the animal shelter up on Silver Mine Road, a grant for sidewalk replacements of $150,000, a grant for bathrooms at Chatfield Park, which are being planned now as we speak, a grant for signage in our industrial park and downtown, a grant to replace small gas-powered equipment for the public works, a grant that was an 80%, 20% grant, with the town paying about $4,500 for $23,000 worth of equipment. Last summer, we financed our town debt, and as Steve mentioned to you, saved over $600,000 by doing so. One of the biggest accomplishments was the establishment of our Energy Committee. We have already made changes to some of our town buildings and schools, resulting in savings of thousands of dollars in energy costs. This summer, the middle school and high school will be converted to natural gas and save the Board of Education more than $150,000. Now we are on the verge of having 3 solar panels placed on the roofs of town buildings to save us even more money. Last year, AT&T needed an easement to be granted by the town for work being done. In exchange for that easement, AT&T donated $10,000 to the future Chatfield and Presty School PTA. Certainly there have been community successes during my tenure, and one is Founders Day. I have made sure that the town worked with this wonderful committee to make Founders Day a success. We have more to do as the paving of Chamberlain Road and Brothers Courts. We have submitted an application for a small cities grant to pay for that work. We are in line for a surface transportation project grant to pave Rimmon Hill Road. With the help of the Valley Council of Governments, we have an application submitted for that project. But other good things have happened as well. The Oxford Academy of Beauty has a wonderful new home in the old Carousel Garden building. What a wonderful job they did at that building. And if you ever have the chance, you need to take a look at what a wonderful, wonderful job they did of refurbishing that building. CVS opened on Route 67, and we have new shops downtown with the Mad Hatter, Dancing Chihuahua, and a new shop, Tea with Tracy, which is planning a grand opening this Saturday, June 18th, Saturday, June 18th, and you're all welcome to attend their grand opening. Valley Burger has opened on Pearl Street to rave reviews from Phil Willoughby, Steve Cochran, and my son Michael. AutoZone will be opening soon, possibly as early as July, and a new small plaza is being built at the intersection of North Street and Route 67. We now even have a better chance to succeed as we have hired an economic development director. He will be joining us on Monday and has already called me with some inquiries to the town of Seymour. But the reason I chose this site for my announcement is also special. Mark Pantalone bought this building shortly after I took office. He refurbished the building and cleaned up the site on his own, with his own money. Mark now employs about 60 people. Not only does Mark rebuild switches, transformers, and high voltage equipment, but he does it with American-made parts. Mark has also made another proposal to me that we're going to work on. Mark would like to make a proposal to the Valley Council of Governments and to the state of Connecticut to harness the hydroelectric power from the falls that was out here. Imagine that going back to what we had many, many years ago here. Clean, green energy. So now then comes the other part of the story. Diversified Electric Services was located on Silver Mine Road. When he left the site, the new owner of the site also took it on his own to clean the site and buildings and rent space to new tenants as well as moving his business to the Silver Mine location. That man is Chris Falcione. Most of you know Chris as a painter and #1 volunteer for the town of Seymour. These two men, Mark Pantalone and Chris Falcione, are showing us what Seymour can be. I will continue to work to make Seymour the best community it can be. So as I announce to you tonight that I am again seeking the position of First Selectman, I again pledge to make Seymour the best community it can be. I want to thank all of you for your continued support and for coming tonight and standing next to me so we can move forward together with Seymour. Thank you, Mark, for the use of this property, and I want to thank my wife Evelyn, my son Mike, Jeff, and Lori for supporting me. It's been a wonderful almost 2 years as First Selectman. I'm looking forward to continuing being your First Selectman and continuing to move Seymour forward. So, without further ado, I am running for First Selectman, and we're all going over to Zoe's for refreshments tonight. Thank you.